So, Elric, welcome to FrightFest. You are here with The Dead Thing, which has just had its European premiere on the main screen. How was it?
I mean, the screen is unbelievable. So we're in this massive cinema that's playing an Alien film right now. It sounded incredible, which was really exciting. And I feel like the British, having been here for a few days, I feel like some of the crowds can be quite, hard on movies. And so it's like kind of exciting to go, oh, how will this go? And, but judging by people coming up to me, at least the people came up to me like that. All the others will never know. But no, it was fun to be able to share it with so many people, because this is a big room. It's not like the 200-seat theater. I don't know what it holds, but it's an epic. 700, yeah, it's no, but it's an exciting tension that when this is only the third time anyone's even seen the movie, only the second place, and so you don't know how ideas travel in a sense. You hope that if you're honest enough about something, it will translate, and so. But it was great.
And where did the idea for this come from?
The very kernel that says dating app horror question mark on my phone, which was there for about 2 years, and I don't even know. It probably is just like you're on a train, like, oh, I haven't seen a good horror film about this. But then it sits there empty because that's like an idea for Blumhouse, or that's an idea for some bigger company. And I started hearing not my secretary, but the secretary at work where I work. And every day, and she's really funny, and every day she'd come in with these stories of these ridiculous dates. And it felt like it was her full-time job to me. I felt like she left work and went on dates, and also just the various types of dating apps she would use. And so she would tell these stories, and hers wasn't a grim version, but the way she told them to me, I then internalized them as this like very sad, repetitive, grim fate that could happen to someone. So I was kind of going, okay, so what if somebody is trapped in a loop, dating lots of people, and then we start to then meet someone they actually connect to, but there's some twist to that takes you into like a very different type of movie. And if we did it gradually enough, it's not always maybe the easiest in the first few minutes for people to know what kind of movie this is, but if we do it gradually enough and people give over to it, then we can take them somewhere they haven't gone maybe recently, and drawing from things like 90s thrillers, and not trying to make an erotic thriller, but knowing what the rules of those were, so as when we challenge them a bit and say, actually, let's look at this toxic masculine character and kind of like, why are we okay with it in some movies and then not others, and just see if we can open it up a bit. So that's probably why, but me and my co-writer would always just one-up each other, and without giving away spoilers, you try to get it to a place where I read the Coen brothers once said something about writing that really stayed with us, which was if we get to a point where two people are locked in a room and we don't know, and we have a couple of quick answers, we will stay until we have the right answer to get them out of there. In other words, write yourself into a hole, make it very difficult to get out of, and then challenge yourself for something good. And that's, I think, what we were trying to do with the plot, to make sure it wouldn't be ridiculous, I guess, in a sense.
I guess one of the key components of this film is, you said, it's got this, it's dating, there's lots of hookups. How important then is an intimacy coordinator on set?
I mean, I think if this was a Hollywood film, you wouldn't be able to get it made otherwise. We had a stunt person, and we had Blue, and the two of them together were doing it, so it wasn't a traditional intimacy coordinator. But Blue, who was incredible in this film, she was also just like, oh no, it's fine. I think if the two people hadn't felt comfortable together, and she instantly was like, oh, he's a stuntman. So our lead actor is a 20-year vet stunt person, so very different, because they approach every scene when they're not acting like, okay, well, what's the safest way to do this? So and we our female cinematographer, Ioana, she was also like this great bridge, because she's the lens, right? And so she's the closest person to the actor, and that felt good to me. And again, I don't think I was I'm not super intimidating, so I kind of go up to Blue and go, okay, what are you comfortable with? What do you want to do? But I think if this was a Hollywood film, this is a very independent film, you could not even attempted it without all the risks that are associated with that, because ultimately, and that's one of the good changes that have happened over time. Some are oversensitive, the changes in Hollywood, and that's one that it seems like kind of a vital, just like a stunt. It's no different, really. Yeah.
And for people that weren't here today, where can they follow along to hear news of, future screenings, releases, all that sort of stuff?
I think probably the best way is just to follow, maybe on Instagram, me. I don't have a movie account yet. We do have good news coming on certain things about where it's going to end up, and some other cool festivals coming up pretty soon. So it's just always frustrating because you can't exactly point and scream to it. But they are coming, and I think it's an interesting film to bring to other markets. And just I'm curious how it plays in different places, because obviously sexuality and what is a horror film is treated so differently. So to show it at a real horror fest like FrightFest is really cool, because I think it's a little counter-programming in a way. But it will be other places for sure.
Well, I'm going to let you go and enjoy your festival.
Cheers.
So, Joey, welcome to FrightFest. You are here with The Dead Thing, which has just had its European premiere. How did it go?
It was amazing. It was a wonderfully receptive audience, a very kind audience, and I feel like not only did they understand the film really well, they all seemed to enjoy it, which is, always a joy. I'm on a little bit of a buzzing cloud nine right now.
And when you read the script for this film, what was it about this project that made it stand out as something that you wanted to do?
So long story short, I've always had a fascination with ghost stories, folklore, where these things come from, and I feel like Elric really made a modern, a folkloric tale, kind of like an urban legend that it lives in these liminal spaces. In this case, the liminal space being Los Angeles, and all of that coming to life in a way that showed the city that I live in and love with a very mixed relationship at times. It gave an honest look at what it is to feel lonely in that place, and I feel like that's going to be a point that a lot of audience members are going to be able to grab onto and feel a relationship to.
And I think, without giving too many spoilers, there's aspects with your character where they are having to play not necessarily against something. Is that good for you as an actor to embrace the pretending?
Yeah, it's always fun to find the way a character is on paper and find out, like, okay, I understand how, like, the arc of this is supposed to be. What do I do to play opposite that, or to make it come to life in a way that isn't so normal? And in it, I play a character named Mark, who is co-workers with the lead blues character named Alex, and I just really wanted to play the two of them getting along as best as possible, and as best specifically as the script would allow me to. And that became a very fun push-pull on set. The two of us had so much fun. Like, there's a couple of scenes in it where we really just kind of let loose and played on set, and I feel like the film captured it in a way that'll be really enjoyable to watch.
And what other projects have you got in the pipeline? Anything that you can discuss?
Sorry, say that again?
What other work have you got lined up?
At the moment, I am working on a couple of scripts with my co-writer, all in the horror film genre, because I'm officially hooked on this. I've gotten the film I did this beforehand was a little indie film called Threshold, which is streaming on Arrow right now. That's how Elric found me. He loved that film and brought me in on this. Thank you. And I want to continue making projects like that are very low to the ground, but metaphors for uncomfortable feelings, because that's just the kind of films I feel that fly in this genre so well.
Well, I guess I'll see you back here in another couple of years then.
Hey, I've gotten a taste for being on that stage now. I'd love to be the one getting to talk even more next time. It'll be a pleasure. Thanks so much.
Go and enjoy your festivals. Thank you. So, welcome to FrightFest. You are here with The Dead Thing, which has just had its European premiere. How did it go?
It went great. Yeah, we premiered at Fantasia, but FrightFest is a festival that I've gone to a couple times as an audience member, so it was really kind of special to share the film with the audience. And yeah, we had a wonderful screening.
And you're a co-writer on this project. Where did the genesis of this idea come from?
Well, the genesis of the idea came from the director Elric Kane, who wrote the script with me, and he had this note on his app, on his notes app that said dating app horror. And after another project that we wrote sort of kind of dead-ended, we started to dream up something that was a little bit more contained and a little bit more tightly focused. And so we started to work on this idea, and we discovered that we had a lot of personal experiences from when we were in our 20s, falling in love with the wrong people, and it gave us a place to kind of explore that idea about falling in love with people at the wrong time, especially when you're a young person and you don't quite know yourself yet.
And as a writer, how does it then feel to sort of see the final product? How much has changed along the way?
Well, it can be nerve-wracking, when you make a film, because you write it, you don't know how it's all going to come together, if the cast is going to hit everything just right, and then in the edit, I wasn't included in the edit for the first part of it, so Elric and Star kind of locked themselves away. They worked on it for some time, and then they shared it with me. And I do remember when I first pressed play, I hope it's coming together, and I was really impressed with the way that they put the film together. I was able to give some notes on that, and as it continued to shape, and we took a little bit more away here and there, it became something that I'm really proud of. And it's a credit to both the editor Star and Elric to put together this final project that really, I think, achieves what we were hoping to.
And like I say, we're here at FrightFest, alongside yourselves. There's a lot of other filmmakers with their films. I know you guys have all kind of been hanging out. Does, being in this environment, does it get you inspired?
Yeah, being in this environment is very inspiring. Seeing other filmmakers, seeing what they're doing, and hearing their stories about how they approach the work. I always walk away from these film festivals with I have a sticky pad in my pocket. I find myself jotting down notes and ideas for new projects or new approaches to things. So it is. I can't wait to leave here and start working on a new project. Yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing you back in the future at some point soon.
Great. Thank you so much.